Edgar Berlanga is an absolute dog in that ring, and he is exactly what everybody has been asking for in the sport of boxing. Now, once you get him, you want to talk about him and all of that stuff. But Edgar Berlanga is everything that you guys asked for, and I'm gonna tell you why. He's the hottest thing happening in boxing right now. And when I get finished with this, you all are going to have your own opinion, but the bottom line is no matter what you think, I know the characteristics. I know when it comes down to theater and boxing, that's what you guys have been asking for. I want a fighter who will go toe to toe. I want a fighter who will bang it out. I want a fighter who will bite down on his mouthpiece and go mano a mano. I want a fighter who don't run around the ring. I want a fighter who talks a lot of junk. So when he fights, I want to fight. I want to watch him to either see him lose or learn. And when he did it, everybody piled on. But I told you guys, you got to remember this. There are several things that you got to understand about the sport of boxing when you're taking part in this sport. If you're a fighter, you can never allow your head to get too big, and I'm going to tell you why. And if you are going to talk about somebody, you got to be ready for their comeback because you guys are all setting them up to come back like never before. So here's that. We're about to get into it. And for those of you who never watched this channel, shame on you. You're late to the dance. My name is Eric A. Bradley, coach that is, and we teach boxing. Now, let me tell you something about Berlanga. I'm explaining to you the reasons why he is a dog and why you're going to eat your words talking about this kid. First, he showed you guys everything that you wanted. He showed the moment that this press conference began, he showed you character. So it made you watch, and you've watched the highlights already a multitude of times, the same knockout, the same knockdowns, and the same start of fight. You don't watch that thing at least 10 times. Why would you watch it if it's not interesting? If he's such a bum. You get it? Like I done seen Timothy Bradley hop on, super glad. But in the end of the day, the kid brought the smoke. You cannot underestimate the power of a guy and the willpower of a man. He brought nothing but true intensity to that fight. He showed his heritage. All the Puerto Rican fans should be super proud because when he came in, he had come in there and everybody wanted to see what he was going to do. And that's exactly what you watch for. You watch because of how he set the tone. And that's how people and they mess around and they get numbers because they are willing to back what they say and they are going to say a lot. And he said a lot. The next thing is he proved that he never folded. Even when he was hurt, he never decided to put on his sneakers and run. He came in there, he knuckled down, he decided I was gonna fight. This thing ain't going like I planned, but he stood and he fought. Now, how many fighters today do you see do that? If they're not Mexican, you don't see that. You see a bunch of guys talking their talk, and when it's time to fight, all they want to do is duck. Nobody wants to smoke. Berlanga, he wanted all the smoke. Even on the ground, I said it yesterday, smacking his glove because he was an emotional fighter and he understood that he couldn't make the mental adjustment to get his face back. But when he went down, he was suffering from something like I always have been talking to you guys about. When you go into a fight, you have to ante all the way up because if you are too late to the mind part of that game, because boxing is 85% mental, if you just assume that you're going to beat that guy and then the night of the fight, that guy's a lot tougher than you thought he was, then what you're going to do is have a bout with the sympathetic nervous system triggering itself and not being able to adapt to the power, the speed, the velocity of what's happening, and then you're in a bout with neuroplasticity. I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. You guys got to understand you cannot take anybody light in boxing. When you're working with professionals who are undefeated and kicking ass and taking names, you cannot act like this guy ain't him. And that's what you were dealing with. Berlanga made a mistake, and he'll learn from the mistake, underestimating the person. He didn't underestimate Canelo, but he just didn't have the experience to beat Canelo. But this guy, he just really knew he could beat him. And he thought it was going to go a different way. And he didn't realize the guy was a true, dense, big boy. 6'3", rangy, nothing but smoke, and he ate it all. And that happens when you are underestimating a person and you get in there and it's a lot tougher. That means you didn't train in the manner that you needed to the brain. And the brain cannot adapt to what's going on. And that process is called neuroplasticity, the wiring and connecting of things so that you can actually make an adjustment to what's going on. But no matter what his corner could have told him, in his brain, he never planned for it to be that tough. He didn't think that that boy was that guy. He had no idea that it was going to go that way. You could tell in the manner in which he was talking. He just knew that this was going to be an easy win. He was going to look spectacular knocking this thin guy out who's coming up from 160, and it was just going to be a blowout. And that's what happens. I say don't underestimate nobody when you're talking about this sweet science of boxing. It's not what you think you see. It's actually what's behind what's under that red thing. And that guy came in there with nothing but kahunas and nothing but mentality to crush a lion. And that's it. The bottom line, this kid could fight his ass off. And that's what you're going to get when you see that kind of fighter. When a guy has an opportunity to punch his whole card and get a new level of paycheck, he's going to do it, especially with these Saudis pumping money into the industry of boxing. And now Dana White's brought his entity over, and now you got entities, not money, but entities. Entities is more powerful than money. They can give away all their money, and just the entity alone will bring back the cachet. And when you see that, that's what is going on in boxing. There's nothing right now that can tip boxing over. They got too many fighters. They got too many up and coming fighters. They got some fighters who will fight like Berlanga, and Berlanga has just got his face back. He think he lost the fight, but he actually won the war because the boxing game pays for courage, pays for heart. Puerto Rican pride. He brought all that smoke. And no matter what people are saying about him today, everybody's talking about him today. He's not talking about you. He's not talking about you. He's not talking about you, Mr. Comments Guy. He's being talked about. And people don't realize this is what we call the long game in boxing. Everybody is a victim of the moment, but the reality is you got to see what's happening in this long game. This kid has just punched another ticket. Everybody's going to be lining up to fight him, and he's going to get right back to the top because everybody wants him, and he's going to shock the whole card. He's going to punch his ticket, and his ticket is going to be that big fat number. It's gonna be them nine. Is he gonna mess around and he gonna get that big fat 8-figure digit? People playing. He's gonna fight his next fight, and then he's gonna come back and he's gonna get an opportunity. And guess what? People gonna see him because one, he got a country. Two, he just won the hearts of everybody. Because when Berlanga fights, people talk. Because he gonna talk and he gonna fight. And that's what you ask for in the sport of boxing. Everybody who's watching right now, we got a super dope, what we call the fight week, because on the heading it says fight week. We did a super dope thing. And for those of you who don't know, I'm a real boxing coach. I did it for 4 decades. I don't work with all your favorite fighters, but we got a super dope, because I know some of you guys are doing this stuff. I want you guys to understand what a fight week look like. So we gave you a simulation of what a fight week workout look like for a fight in the boxing gym, morning, working footwork, working defense, working counters, working mindset. If you want to see what that looks like, it's on us. Just make sure you type the word fighter in the comment boxes and tune in tomorrow, because I'm about to get at Shakur Stevens, because I got to break down exactly what he did in this fight and what you can expect from him, because I know this guy. I've already seen him before. He's a really, really talented boxer. But I'm going to tell you exactly what you're going to see from Shakur and what to expect, especially if he gets in the ring with my man Conor Ben. That is where you're going to see all the smoke and the fireworks fly. So no matter what you do, don't miss tomorrow when we get it popping with Shakur, part one of this conversation. So be blessed. Type fighter down in the comment boxes and check out this fight program just for the week, just so you guys get a taste of what for 4 decades I got the experience. The championship week, what that shit look like. And I'm telling you, boy, you're gonna love this channel here. I got you. Coach Bradley signing out. We more than talk over here. We about that boxing life.